Well, the OGR forum started way back before we even bought the magazine, when we just thought it would be a nice idea to have a little place where some people could come and post questions and so forth, never dreaming that it would grow into what it has become today. The forum now has something over 9,000 members. It has become the busiest place on the internet to talk about O-gauge trains, and we routinely see 6 million page views a month out of the forum in all the different forums, from 3-rail, 2-rail, scenery, electronics for Trainmaster, DCS, the whole range. We've got just a great group of guys that come there and post, ask questions, talk, and very little moderation on my part has to become involved because we've got such a good group of guys that post there on a regular basis. We get to see what other people are interested in. It's so hard to conduct a formal poll in the hobby because it takes time and people may or may not want to participate. With the forum, we're getting just the open thoughts of whatever guys want to talk about. And yeah, there have been times when we have seen a recurring theme on the forum, a subject that keeps coming up, that we decide, you know, we need to do something in the magazine about this. You know, our hobby, the 3-rail part of the hobby, has really evolved from the oval of track around the Christmas tree. And so a lot of folks, when they start to think about designing a layout, think only about how many concentric loops can I get into whatever space I have available. And if that's what you're into, that's fine. And there's a lot of wonderful O-gauge layouts out there that are basically just a series of concentric loops. Bill Bramlage in Cincinnati had one of the most beautiful O-gauge layouts you could ever ask to see, and I think it was he that coined the phrase loop runner, because that's basically what his railroad did, just ran in loops. But there is a small segment, a growing segment of the hobby that wants to learn how do we do more than just run trains in circles. And the layout design forum that met this morning with Steve Berneisen from Ross Custom Switches and a couple of other guys from the forum that are interested in building different kinds of layouts have expressed a sufficient level of interest that we're going to add a new section to the forum that's going to be specifically devoted to designing layouts that build in a little more fun. There's things you can do, little tricks of the trade in designing a layout where you can build a layout that does more than just goes in a circle. It gives an opportunity to switch in the yard while you're running trains on the main line and service this industry, and so there'll be a lot of exchange of great ideas there, I'm sure, as guys move beyond the concentric loops into making the railroad actually do something.